God give you the opportunity and he bless you, I'm going to show the mercy and goodness, and I'm going to let God know that I appreciate him. So I want to give a testimony. For me that don't know, my name is Brother Steve Evans. I'm from Life Tabernacle in Florence. Brother Pastor Fred Mullen's church. And I just want to get a testimony of God's mercy and his grace. And hopefully this testimony can encourage anyone out there. And we just started sharing this testimony. So 8 years ago, I have 3 children, Haven, which is 10, and I have twins, Eli and Eden. And me and my wife, which is coming in now. Come on. You know I got to testify.
Yes, sir.
In life, we make some ignorant decisions, right? We do things that we don't pray about. We really don't seek God for his guidance. We go off of self-will. And so me and my wife, you know, our first daughter, Haven, was a twin, and we lost one kind of early, and then we had twins again. So we said the risk of having another one will be twins again, and we didn't want to take that risk. And so we told the doctor to remove her tubes completely. Don't tie them, don't burn them, take them out. We didn't seek God, we didn't ask for his guidance. We did it off self-will, right? Which we all know we've done. We tend don't go to the perfect will of God. We stay in the permissive will, hoping that God brings us back to the perfect will. So years later, we decided, you know what? We want another child. And thinking like, well, naturally, that's not possible to man. We said, we want another child. I wanted one more. But you can't ask God for one more, especially when you already know what you've done. So one day in church, our pastor asked, who wants to have a child? And so sometimes when you're ignorant, you're caught up in the faith, you just do things off instinct. I raised my hand. And so from one point is, that's why we have to be careful when we're under the anointing of what you ask for, right? Because God will give you your heart's desire. So you have to be cautious, because it be something that can hurt you, but because he sees your heart's desire and you keep asking for it, he'll give it to you. But I raised my hand, and I said, I want another child. And everybody was laughing. And so I kept going. We had a women's night at the church, and my wife had wrote several things down. And the 5th thing she wrote down was she wanted to have a baby naturally. Now, again, remind you, we already took the tubes out. So in our minds, that's not possible. They said the only way you can get pregnant is by fertility. We didn't want to go that route. So she put it in the Bible, she put it in Acts. Okay? So then she comes around, she says, Steve, my cycle didn't come on. So I start to get kind of like, well, what's going on? So I said, you know, let's get a pregnancy test. Let's test this out. The pregnancy test came back, it was a faint line. So then I started to take a seat back and said, hold on now. Something, let's take another pregnancy test. She took another one. It was a faint line. Now, please don't laugh when I tell you this, because I'm telling you this because I want to tell my testimony how my ignorance was a blessing. Yes, so just to make sure the pregnancy test wasn't voided, I took the pregnancy test. And it came back negative, so I already knew. Okay? Because if I don't tell it exactly, you want to appreciate God's mercy and his grace. Right? So then we waited a couple of days later, and she got the test that says yes or no. Come on. And so we took it, and it says yes. So I said, something's not right. Like in my mind, as much as I already see the evidence of God, I'm trying to deny it. Right? I'm saying, well, take a 4th one. Let's be sure. Not like the first one when he said, God heard him, he said, Daniel, I heard you the first time. But see, a lot of times we reason and doubt when God said, I heard you the first time, but he's just waiting on us to fully believe that all things are possible. So we said, well, let's schedule a doctor's appointment. Okay? Now my heart's beating a little bit. So we go to the doctor, and we're sitting there, and it's the same lady, the ultrasound lady, the same lady that was with my daughter, has been with the whole, she automatically says, girl, you're pregnant with twins. I said, twins? Can't be. How? So we go in the doctor's office, and the doctor, the same doctor that delivered all three of my kids, or the three, he said, well, did y'all take some type of drugs? Fertility? Y'all had to do something. We said, no, we didn't do anything. We said, how is it possible? Now, he's been in medicine 30 years, and now a doctor's telling me, how is this possible? So God had given me the unction to do something. I took the letter that my wife had wrote in Acts, and I had it with me that day, and I pulled it out. Now it's time to testify. And I showed him, well, my wife, this is what she wrote down. This is not by coincidence. This is something we asked for. And so in that doctor's office, he cried because he saw the power of God. And at that moment, I already knew God was real. But at that moment, I knew God had done something, no matter what I go through in my life moving forward, no matter what, that God is real to me. So we went to the doctor. He said, let's come back in a few weeks. And God knew the desires of our heart. He knew 2 more babies would be tough, right? So he blessed us with 1. 1 did not make it, which I am totally great with the perfect will of God, because he knew we couldn't handle another one. So then my second question is, I want a boy, right? If you want something from God, you got to be what? Specific, right? And so I wanted a boy. Not necessarily I didn't want another girl, but I wanted a boy to go with my son Eli. And God blessed us with another boy. Amen. So my testimony is, try God. If you don't have a relationship with him, try him. Amen. If you haven't talked to him in a while, try him. Right. To my sisters, if you want a baby, the same thing he did for my wife. We're not special. There's nothing we did. We just had a sincere heart. And we tried him. Try God. Give him another opportunity to show you who he is. And I promise you, he won't fail. If he did it before, he'll do it again.